In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a breakable glass window. I'm going to end up putting a wall in here and put a glass window in it so that you can see through it, and then show you how to make it breakable. I've loaded a test map, my standard test map, which just has a basic player spawn point and a light, just something simple to work with for our tutorials here. And I'll begin by wanting to put a wall down the center, so I'm going to hit escape, make sure nothing is accidentally selected. Unselect this light. I want to put a light on either side of the wall. So I'm going to drag that over there, hit the space bar to copy it, and drag the copy over there and hit escape to deselect everything. Now I'm going to throw a wall down the middle. I'm just going to copy this wall. I shift select that wall and hit the space bar to copy it and drag it into place. Now I'm going to create the bottom part of the wall. I'm going to copy it for the top. I'm holding down the control and hitting the tab to change my view position so that I can go from top to side to bottom to front. Okay. Now that I've got my basic wall, my frame put together, I'm going to select all the brushes and texture them all at once. And I hold down the shift and select each brush. And now if I just select the middle mouse button on the texture I want to duplicate onto all the walls, it'll paste that texture onto everything. Actually, it's a little bit off, so I'll use that texture and hit escape, and there you go. You see everything got textured evenly, quite the same. And there's our basic room with the hole. Now we need some glass in there, so I'm going to throw in another brush. I'll duplicate that and drag it out over here, and I'm going to texture it with a glass texture. So I'm going to go over to the media section where all our textures are loaded. I'm going to scroll this up to the top where I can close out this one texture window because it's sucking up memory. There we go. Now I'm going to go down the glass. Glass is a texture set that we're looking for. We don't want to use any of these breaky glasses because those are set up for like the broken glass, the second part of the animation. It's not very easy to see through those. But a good one to work with here is Glass 2 NVP. So I'm going to select that texture. Okay, and I'm going to go back over to this window. Now you can see the glass isn't quite lined up. So to line that up, I am going to select just the surface of it, hold down the shift and the control and left click on that, and hit the S key to bring up the texture editor, the surface inspector. And you see what I want to do is I want to fit it. I want to fit it so that there's only once wide, once height, and there we go. Click OK. Select the entire brush and middle mouse to copy that to the other side so that the entire brush is textured the same way. I'll hit escape and show you what I mean. Now the other side is also textured with that same glass. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save and compile this. I want you to see what this glass texture looks like before we go ahead and make it breakable. And to add to the effect, rather than just having a light on either side, I'm going to put a player in here. I'm going to let's put a monster in here. Put a monster zombie fat in there. Okay, I'll move him back down to the floor here so that he's into position. And now I'll just save and compile the map. Go to BSP. It'll compile. I don't have any errors. Let me hit the F2 key to bring up in the game editor, and I'll drag that into our window here. Tilde key to bring down the console. Dev map. Map MP is where our map is located, and test2 is the name of the map. There we go, now it's located. There's our zombie guy over there. And now I'll bring open my gun, and when I shoot the glass, watch what happens. See? It just puts a mark on the glass. Bullets don't go through. I can't really do much. Now let's make it breakable so we can finish him off. I'll exit out of here. There we go. I'll hit escape, make sure nothing is accidentally selected. Now let's select the glass texture we have here, and we're going to turn that into a simple patch mesh. Up here in the menu it says patch. I'm going to go to simple patch mesh. Click that. Standard width and height is fine. Click OK. Now you can see what happened is it looks like this little flat thing. Well, That's because it is actually on the horizontal plane rather than the vertical plane, and we need to rotate that. So I'm going to rotate that on the y-axis. Up here, y-axis rotate is a button. And you'll see now now it's on the vertical plane. Let me zoom in a little bit, and I will change the size so that it fills in our map. There we go. I'm going to hit 2 on the keyboard to change our grid so I can move this glass right to the middle so that we have a nice little edge. Everything looks good. Now what else is wrong is that the texture is duplicated in a funny way. So I'm going to fit that texture again. There we go. Click OK. Now the glass is textured. It's fit in there. The patch mesh is just a single plane, just like a piece of glass we would expect it to be rather than this fat thing. It will end up looking a lot better in the end. Now the only thing is to turn it into an entity that will actually cause it to break. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to function, and we want to call it function fracture. That's it. We've just turned this into an entity that when we shoot it, it'll break apart. So let me save it and run it, and we'll see how that looks. BSP. No errors. F2 to bring open our map. Let's load it. There's our zombie guy. Let me pull out my gun. Let's see if we can kill him now. There's the broken glass. Break some more glass, huh? That's what we wanted. Alright, there you go. Now you can put a broken window in there. Have fun. Happy mapping.